and our grandkids by having this level of debt that we're placing on our kids and our grandkids. We've got to work right through that.
Trump could afford to pay a little more.
We have 2 follow-up questions, and then I'm going to do one final question. You voted to block a resolution requiring disclosure of President Trump's tax returns. Can you explain that vote?
Yeah, it was a procedural vote. We have them literally every single day around Washington, D.C. I won't support a procedural vote for that. I talked about ex post facto law. It's very clear. I went to law school. It's a big part of our law. And so to require... Again, it was a procedural vote. I voted, and it was very important. It's happened several times where these types of procedures have been used. And I know when we were in the minority, we tried to do this as well, using these type of procedural votes. But again, I supported the final legislation that was being voted on, and I felt like this was an inappropriate time to do it. I've already said to you, I'm open to having a law for future elections to make sure that this is...
Thank you, Congressman Hultgren. As a follow-up to the Planned Parenthood question, federal tax money currently cannot be used for Planned Parenthood by Planned Parenthood for abortions. It can be used, please, it can be used for all other health services. Why not support those services?
Well, I do support those services. Money is fungible. And I think it's already been offered that if Planned Parenthood would stop doing abortions, that absolutely we would support continuing. Until that happens, I'm going to continue to support community health centers that are in my district that are providing all the care that people need. Look at these community health centers. Take a look at them. Go visit. This is the right place for this money to go.
If the president's campaign advisors are shown to have colluded with Russia during the last year's election and the president knew about it, would you consider beginning impeachment proceedings?
I'm going to do my job. Whatever my job requires, I will do my job. So I will not answer a hypothetical question like that. I'm going to do my job. What specifically do you do to determine constituent views on an issue? Do these views influence your vote, or do you always vote your personal opinion? Absolutely, it has a huge influence on us. We listen to constituents. We ask for information. We're back in the district every single weekend. My family is here. Offices are here. We are out talking with people, listening to people. So it depends. There's certain issues where we're seeking feedback. We're wanting to hear from them. There's other things where I'm realizing I'm getting information where there's a disconnect, where people maybe don't understand why I'm voting a certain way, to make sure that we're getting information out there. So I listen to my constituents. We have to remember, though, we talk about a democracy. We're really a constitutional republic. We are a representative government. We're elected to not take a poll for every vote that we take and determine what the majority of my district says, but to do the best of my ability to get the information that I need. Oftentimes it is connecting with constituents, especially when they have a specialty, a specialization. So I'm meeting with doctors all the time, meeting with providers, healthcare providers, meeting with my physicists. I'm at Fermilab at least once a month to hear from them of what we can do. They're out in Washington, D.C. quite a bit. So I hear from my constituents. It influences my thinking and ultimately does have an influence on my vote.
And what is the most effective form of constituent advocacy?
Protest. No. That's not true. So I honestly think, and there's people in this room, there's some people that I've seen, that we disagree on a lot of things, but we have some incredible conversations. I've learned from them. They've changed my way of thinking on some things. So I think it is helping us have information. I think it is having a basic level of respect, of recognizing that democracy is messy, that it's give and take, that we're not going to agree on 100% of things. But if we respect each other, if we're willing to talk, if we're willing to listen and learn, good things are going to happen. And so I still think the best way is meeting. I think the second best way is writing a letter, a handwritten letter. I think the third best way is making a phone call. I think the fourth best way is an email, because we just get so many emails that come in. So that would be the most effective way, is for us to have a chance to meet, or if for whatever reason I can't meet with you, if you can meet with someone that I work with in my office that can hear from you. I think that's very powerful. I just was meeting with youth advisory leaders on helping young people from getting involved in underage drinking and drug use earlier today up in Lake County. And just encouraging them the power that young people have to be able to go in with their legislators. They can be such a great voice of letting us know what's working and what's not working. So having that connection, having a basic level of wanting to get good information, respect each other, recognizing we're different, but I think it can work and it does work.
The final question, what will you do to protect the rights of people with disabilities in your district?
Well, a big frustration to me is Illinois is 50th in the nation of caring for people with disabilities. That is a real problem. So many of our programs that are focused on helping people with disabilities flow through the state. So a lot of grant money, other things maybe start at the federal government, but flow through the state. But so little is going actually to help people with disabilities. And I think this is such an indictment on all of us, that our state is 50th in the nation. That is unacceptable. That's got to change. I'll continue to fight for people with disabilities, people with special needs, frail elderly, people who absolutely need the help, need someone to come alongside of them, someone to help make sure that they're getting the care that they need. And so I've done that. I'll continue to do that. I want to make sure that programs that are geared for people with disabilities are continuing to be supported. Again, a lot of that is state level stuff. But anything we can do to push on the state to get its act together and make sure that, again, this turns around. We cannot allow this to stand where we're 50th out of 50 of how we care for people with disabilities.
Thank you very much, Congressman Hultgren. And I will turn it over now to Patty for our final words. Thank you.
Thank you for coming. This was really hard to put together. And I want to thank Representative Hultgren's office. He reached out to us. So I think some of you said your questions didn't get asked, but we had 250 questions plus, and we really had, with these issue specialists here, they had to really, really put them together. So I want to thank you for your time. Thank you for coming.
Thank you all so much. Let us know how we can be helpful.
Sandy Duckworth said that when she was on, they were on welfare, the only place that could go was